we have John Drewley, got 2 absentees, Charlotte Harris,
Pat
Pat
Kerfoot.
Kerfoot, Paul Dreyer, and the town planner, Jeff Cornock. And our agenda today is very brief. Our purpose being here, meeting here at the Lawrence School, is to discuss the motions that we have on the warrant that are not going to come up till almost the end of the meeting.
I didn't realize that.
It's true. Ordinarily, our items are at the front, but something happened, and they are not. In a 36, 37 warrant book, we are 34, 35, 36. So,
I drank a lot of coffee before I came, so I'm ready to go.
You think it's gonna come up tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Paul,
Yeah, I attended 2 of the precinct meetings, and they went very fast. There really wasn't a lot of discussion about the planning board articles, and our town planner was at those meetings and very precisely said what was included and what was not included. And there was really no comment after that point.
so
I
do you
think
want to say which meetings you were at? You were at precinct 1 and,
I was at precinct 1, 2, and one at Gus Canty, is that 6? I don't know.
3.
3. I was at 1, 2, 3.
okay? No? Okay, I went to 4 of them. Jed was there.
Yep.
So we blanketed the precinct meetings. We have a good sense of what might interest people. And I would say not our articles, by and large. There were 1 or 2 questions, really questions of fact. There was no sense that they were of any contention. I think there's a good chance they'll pass on the blanket.
Good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that that's true.
Is that what happens when you're at the end of the evening?
I think so. Well, and they'll know it because of the way Mr. Vieira goes through the warrant. They know that they're at the end, and, you know, why push it? So, and it, would we like ourselves to discuss what's on the warrant for us?
I'm all set.
Nothing to add?
Did you want to highlight anything?
No, I think the only thing that really came up was at precinct, it was the one we were at, 1 and 2, I think.
1 and 2.
Mhm.
There was a question about the senior care retirement district and the wastewater treatment. And the language in, the original language that we are not seeking to amend said, I mean, I can read it, but it basically said that tertiary treatment of the wastewater shall include enhanced denitrification or enhanced removal of nitrogen when you're in a coastal pond overlay district. Now, I looked that up, and traditionally, tertiary treatment already involves the removal of nitrogen, so I think that was the confusion in the question and why it states that it needs to be, you know, it needs to be there if it's in a coastal pond overlay. I think it's likely a belt and suspenders approach, just to make sure that at no point did we ever say that nitrogen's okay. But
Let's have an agreement between the 2 of us that if that comes up tonight, you will answer it.
sure,
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
great, thank you. Maybe it'd be worthwhile, as long as this is potentially on home televisions, to just briefly go over what our warrant articles are. We are at the end, and Article 34 is a cleanup from when we had our recodification. We, the board, decided that it would be very useful in the definitions section to put them, because there are so many of them, to put them into categories. And we were wrong, this was a mistake. It's proved to be a great inconvenience, and we're changing back to the way they used to be, so that the definitions will now be listed in the bylaw book in alphabetical order, and it'll be much easier to find what you're looking for. The only other change within the definition is to take the few definitions that apply only to one bylaw and put them with that bylaw, so that you don't have to scramble between 2 sections of the book. So that's warrant article 34. Warrant article 35, the next 2 warrant articles really deal, not in a big way, but at least they do, deal with our housing shortage. The first one is to add more land to the one place in town that is zoned for senior care retirement. And to change that, it will still be senior care, but it will also include workforce housing. So 2 kinds of housing on one unit. That land in town is at the end of 151 where it hits Route 28. Just before the golf course, just across the street from Tavares. And it goes from being only 7 acres zoned in that way to 32 acres zoned for senior care retirement and workforce housing district. So that potentially we could have more of both kinds. You cannot have workforce housing without senior care retirement. So there's no concern that we would lose the senior care to workforce housing. They both would be there. And that's warrant Article 35. Warrant Article 36 is, you might recall that there is a provision in town that was very useful right around the green for the lovely old houses there that were falling into disrepair. A bylaw was created that you could turn a large enough house into 4 units within one building, so long as you didn't change the exterior. So it had to still look the same, but you could now have 4 units inside of it. It applied only to houses that had been built before 1980. The change in warrant Article 36 is to say we're adding another 20 years worth of houses, so that it goes up to the year 2000. Any house that was built in Falmouth by the year 2000 can be turned into not a one-family house, but 4 units. But you may not change the exterior. So those are the changes that are here. That applies, actually, the one on the large houses, applies only to 3 districts. One of those is a very large district, residential. The other is a business district, and the third is public use. So in those 3 districts, it would be possible. And that's what we have before us tonight at town meeting. And as has already been said, no questions, particularly no contention in the precincts, so we're not really expecting any tonight. But it's Falmouth town meeting, and you never know.
Well
Can
said.
anyone add to that?
No.
Okay. Well then, we have finished the business that is before us. That's it. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.